Hello everybody and welcome back to another trip report. Today I'm here at Sydney's Kingsford Smith International Airport. I'm currently at Terminal 3 and today I'm going to be flying Qantas on board an Airbus A330 from here in Sydney over to Auckland in New Zealand on a Trans-Tasman hop in business class. I'm super excited for today's flight because it's in business class. I just arrived off a flight from Melbourne. If that trip report isn't already out, then stay tuned for that one. But since we're in Terminal 3, this is the Qantas domestic terminal, we need to get over to Terminal 1, which is the international terminal. And the way to do that is to go to the handy Gate 15, where there's the international transfer service. They do tell you on the previous flight where to go, which is always good. It's now 8:40 a.m. and the next bus is apparently at 8:30, so that's good. Now time to board the bus, I think. We'll probably be one of the last people on this one. Got my boarding pass along with my bags checked through in Melbourne, so we'll need that to scan. Thank you. Time to board the bus. Here's the Qantas Skybus. I believe it runs every 15 to 30 minutes or so. On the Skybus, you often get some fantastic views of the tarmac. There's a China Eastern A330-300 in the SkyTeam livery. Recently resumed service to Wuhan.
You'd have to be a certain age to know who he was. I guess so.
Okay, welcome to Terminal 1. Thankfully, we've got plenty of time to enjoy the lounge in a bit. My flight isn't even on the board. Security and immigration has now been completed. The passport control, as usual, is automated, but the bag scanning is not. There is a business class and first class lane for passport, but it definitely wasn't any quicker. It was just the same as every other line. But there also was a business and first class lane for bag scan, which probably saved me a few minutes, so that's good, I guess. Anyways, now that we're here airside at Sydney Kingsford Smith, this airport, I could swear, is always so packed. It's crazy. Anyway, I believe the lounge is just up there somewhere, so let's go that way, up an escalator, and check out the Qantas International Business Lounge, which we have access to thanks to our business class ticket. Once you've gone up the escalator, just here, immediately on your left you have the first class lounge, which is open to first class passengers, Platinum and Platinum 1 guests, or Oneworld Emerald. Don't have that today, but we do have business class. So just up here you'll find the business lounge, which you have access to, I believe, with Qantas Club, Oneworld Sapphire, including Qantas Gold. If you want, you might as well go into the first class lounge, but I believe you could still get in with Platinum and Platinum 1. And you also have access to it with a business class ticket. By the way, if you want to do any duty-free shopping here at Sydney, there is literally everything. Well, maybe not as much as some places like Changi or Hong Kong, but there's certainly a lot of duty-free shopping to be done if that's what you want to do. Anyways, here's the business lounge. Let's check it out. It's my first time in here. All right, welcome to the Qantas International Business Lounge here in Sydney. There's The first lounge, I believe, has incredible tarmac views. This one has some, but limited. You can only really see the tops of the planes. Anyways, let's have a look at what the lounge has to offer. First off, you have soft drink dispensers. You've also got spirits, wine, orange and tomato juice, some sauce and stuff here, some more alcoholic beverages and Coke and ginger beer in there. So you have egg here, sausages and bacon, hash browns and beans. Then you've got a whole bunch of pastries and muffins, which looks nice. Then you've got this. You've got some fruits, fruit salad. You've also got some more orange juice here, cereal. Don't see any milk though. You've got some bread, a pancake machine, warm porridge, which actually I've never seen that in a lounge before, but that's nice, with some little accompaniments. You've got some spreads for this toast, which you can put in the toaster there. Then you've got a hot drink dispenser here. But that's about it for this section of the lounge. But there's, as I said, there's more down this way, but it's for the most part the same stuff. So we'll go and have a quick look at that. There's also just some random food scattered around the place for you to grab. Some pretzels there, some ice water, more fruits, more wine, very limited pastries, some kind of crisps, not sure what they are. Now here at the other section of the lounge, it's literally exactly the same. You've got apple juice over here actually, that's basically the only difference. So overall, I would say that it's a good lounge, but it's also not really impressive. I hope you enjoyed that plane spotting montage. I just went out for a little bit, had a walk around and took some photos and videos. I came back in and now it's time to go out again because it's time for us to head to the gate and board. While I was exploring, I was looking for our plane and then I realised that we have it's possibly the only bus gate at Sydney Airport, which is gate 26, A, B, C and D or something like that. So yeah, our gate is 26C, which I had a suspicion might have been a bus gate because there was a C at the end and some others had 26A. Anyways, enough blubbering about gates and stuff. The lounge was overall, I would say it was really good, but it also wasn't amazing. It had a very standard selection of stuff. It would have been nice if they had something a little bit more like an Asian dish or something, like if they had a curry or if they had a gyoza, dumplings, dim sum. I don't know, I just feel like it could have done with something just that little bit more. But free Wi-Fi, solid food selection, fair amount of seats. Overall, as I said, a pretty good lounge. Sydney Airport, in my opinion, is a little bit difficult to navigate around. Well, it's not that difficult once you get to know it, but there's kind of 3 or 4 different wings of the terminal. Like if you're in one wing, it can take a very long time to get to the other. As I previously mentioned, my gate is 26, which is just down a corridor, or not corridor, but wing down that way. There's also lift access to the Qantas lounges. you will find gate 26. It's kind of in the corner. It's very difficult to find. The signs aren't very good to find this gate. There's a few flights leaving from down here at the moment. There's a Qantas 737 off to Christchurch, our plane, and a China Eastern A330 off to Wuhan that I showed earlier. Just a quick update, we've been sitting down here now for like 30 minutes, about probably 20 minutes ago they said we'd be boarding in 15. We're officially delayed 20 minutes, but oh, there we go, time to board. Hi. Thank you. Now time to board. As previously mentioned, we got a bus gate today. There's some very loud pop music playing, so I'm probably going to have to cut out the sound or put a different song on for this bus trip. Sorry about that. Quebec Papa Foxtrot. Here's my plane for today. This is Victor Hotel, Quebec Papa Foxtrot. It's a 2004 built Airbus A330-300, delivered new to Qantas. Still in the new livery. Got a great view into the General Electric CF6 engines.
Hello there.
Hi.
Mate, you alright?
Yep, very good, thanks.
Got to cross over, then go left.
Thank you very much. Looks like there's some welcome drinks there.
Hello there.
Hi.
Where are you heading now?
6K just here.
Thanks.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Here's my seat for today, 6K. The aircraft is in a 121 config in business class and 242 in economy. Cabin crew now coming around with welcome drinks.
Would you like some hot water or sparkling water?
Sparkling water, please. Thank you. Welcome on board the Qantas Airbus A330-300 in business class, seat 6K. Now let's go through the seat features. Once again, want to say I am super excited to be on board. Once again, thank you to everybody that's helped to make this possible, including my parents and all of you guys that watch my videos. It means so much, and it's what makes it possible for me to do stuff like this, so thank you so much. Anyways, back to the seat features. Well, first off, again, legroom in business class, you don't really measure legroom, it's just how much space you've got. You have quite a lot of space, actually. I was expecting this to be similar to the A330-200. I'm not going to spoil too much because it might not be out yet, but I think it's a little bit bigger, but it's actually a little bit different. These are the Thomson Aero Advantage XL business class seats. So on the side here you have a tray table, which if you press this button, it pops out like this, and you can pull it over here. It's pretty massive. You can pull it out. Ooh, you can pull it out towards you and push it in that way, a fair way. Don't need that now though. You've got this little area where you can put your welcome drink like I have. You've got seat controls, which we'll go through later. You have this button which turns on this individual reading light, which you can adjust. I didn't realise this. You can also turn off that light just there. Then here you've also got a universal power socket, a USB port and a headphone jack. In the seat waiting for you is also a pair of headphones. You can store some little stuff in there if you want. This thing opens out, and it contains the safety card, sick bag, and Qantas magazine. There's a nice big IFE which we'll check out later. If you lift up this, then you've got a remote, which is really good, so I can't reach it without taking my seatbelt off, so it's very handy to have this. There's also a little mirror just there. Finally, there's it feels like there's a lot of seat back padding, and you've got a headrest here, which isn't adjustable upwards, which shouldn't really be needed, but you can adjust the sides. Anyways, that's about it for the seat features. Oh, and of course, we've got a pretty nice engine view. By the way, I forgot to mention there's 269 economy seats, and then there's 28 business class seats. And in those business class seats, like on all of Qantas's other A330s, business class is in a staggered 1-2-1 layout. So the seat that I've got, so the even numbers, you've got the console to the left, so you're really close to the window. And if you're in an odd number, then it's the opposite. So the console will be here, and the window is harder to reach. Personally, I think this is a lot better because you can see the window and you've got more privacy.
Captain, Peter Bowles and First Officer, Second Coach. So in all of our crew, we'd like to welcome all of our customers today, our Qantas Emirates One World frequent flyers and our Qantas Disney Reward members. And once again, to everyone on board, it's good to see you again. Thanks for joining us today for our flight from Sydney to Auckland. Please place all your bags in the overhead lockers or under the seat in front of you. If you are seated at a bulkhead, all bags must go in the overhead lockers. Also, it's now time to switch your phone or any other devices to flight mode. You're welcome to use your handheld devices during takeoff, but put away laptop computers or any other large devices. They'll need to be stowed until we are in the air. Located on your boarding pass, seat backs upright, the seatbelt's fastened, the sash belt's fastened, and your tray table stowed. Passengers and footrest must also be put away. And we will be underway very, very shortly. I'll just finalise the announcements before we start our safety demonstration. As always, smoking, vaping, and the use of e-cigarettes is not permitted. Once again, we do look forward to taking you on our flight today across to Auckland. Please help us to create a safe, respectful, and positive environment for everyone on board by respecting each other and our crew.
Welcome to Longreach, the home of Qantas. Give us your attention for the next few minutes to make your journey a safe one, as we take a journey through 100 years of innovation and Australian spirit.
This is an Avro 504 biplane, made from timber and canvas. You'll find on a Qantas Airbus A330. It sounds a bit flasher than this old girl.
In the 1930s, Qantas are world leaders in aviation innovation and tighten by pulling the strap. If your seat is fitted with a sash belt, ensure it's in place for takeoff and landing. You can undo your seatbelt by pressing the button or lifting the flap. Keep it done up low and tight during takeoff, landing, and whenever the seatbelt sign is on. That includes infants and children. While seated at other times, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened.
Welcome to Australia's first international airport. Right here.
Put it on quickly and tighten the strap. Oxygen will flow without the bag inflating.
Before you get underway, make sure all your bags are in the overhead locker or under the seat front.
Smoking isn't allowed on Qantas flights anymore. You can read more about what we're doing today in your Qantas magazine, located in your seat pocket. It also includes a health and safety section with important information on deep vein thrombosis or DVT. It's time to ensure your seat back is upright and your tray table is stowed. If you're in business, return your seat to the upright or preset recline position.
Whether you're starting a journey or heading home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing respect to each other and our crew. Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank you for your support.
And thank you for your attention. Have a great flight.
Now time for takeoff on runway 34 right.
You are seated. And in the unlikely event of an emergency, if oxygen does drop from the ceiling above you, if you are wearing a face mask, it's important to remove your face mask before hitting the oxygen.
The cabin crew just now coming around to hand out arrival cards.
Have you there at 4:35 at the moment. So.
Welcome to the Qantas Airbus A330-300 front galley loo. Now let's go through the loo. So first off, first impressions are it's already got a little bit messy because there's been quite a few people in here already. Size-wise, it's kind of a standard narrow body size. It's not particularly big, but there's still a fair bit of space. Way better than the 737, that's for sure. You have hand soap. You have tissues, paper towel, toilet paper, disposal bin, cups, and all of the usual stuff, and a coat hook. Another mirror, a baby change table, and that's about it. Oh, and a individual vent here. That's about it for the Qantas A330-300 loo. Yeah, some lemonade would be good. Some lemonade would be good. Do you have tea or coffee?
Yeah.
Could I also have a tea?
Tea, yeah, tea. Perhaps tea we do after you finish.
Yeah, that's fine.
And lemonade now.
Yep.
Bread? And then you can do coffee tray.
Just that one, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Looks amazing. Okay, so lunch is served. It's presented pretty nicely. First off, the starter is I think it's just grain and salad, grain and prawn salad. So that looks not too bad. I'm not a big prawn fan myself, so I'll try it. But yeah, it looks good. It got a slice of bread here. As I showed earlier, there are two different options. You've got some crackers and cheese, as well as butter. Got a Japanese style dressing. You could probably go on either of these. There were three different meal options. There's something like a pea soup, some kind of salad, and I opted for the sesame chicken with Hokkien noodles. Looks absolutely delicious. And for drinks, I went for a lemonade and water. And for dessert, there's a caramelised coconut bar of some sort. By the way, crew is super friendly. Overall, I would say this is a very nice meal service from Qantas. I'll tell you a bit more about what I think about it, but in terms of quantity, I think it's really good. But let's see how it tastes. Still up here at our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet. The super friendly crew have been coming around offering water and tea and coffee to everyone individually. I accepted the offer and asked for a tea. I'll try it out in a minute. By the way, the meal service was really good. The salad, I'm not a big prawn fan, but as far as prawns go, they were pretty solid. The bread was just bread, not too bad at all though, and the cheese and crackers was cheese and crackers, but the Hokkien noodles with sesame chicken was actually really nice. Last thing that I have not tried yet, because I saved it for the tea, is the cocoa black caramelised. A little bit of turbulence. But yeah, I realised this wasn't a muesli bar. This is a cocoa black chocolate. I know Cocoa Black. They have a store in Melbourne. Very good chocolate. So I'm looking forward to trying this. And I got this little bottle of water as well. So overall, I'm really happy with the quantity and the taste of all of the service here on board Qantas. However, in terms of a couple other things, just with the flight, I'll explain later, but so far, I'm not convinced that they're the best on this route. That chocolate is absolutely delicious. Cabin crew coming around with ice cream. That's a nice thing I wasn't expecting.
Hey, how you going?
Hi, very good, thanks.
Ice cream for you?
Yes, please, how are you?
Good.
That's good.
Thanks for
No problem. Looks awesome. Before I eat that, I'm going to go through the in-flight entertainment, and once I've eaten it, I will quickly recline my seat and show you what that's like. So first off, if we click on movies here, then we go A to Z. I am familiar with this system, so I can confidently tell you that there's a large selection of movies. It's not like the best in the world like Cathay Pacific or Emirates from what I hear, or Singapore Airlines, but it's actually still got a very nice amount of movies, so you definitely shouldn't get bored for a 3-hour flight. And there's lots of different categories of movies too. There's also a range of TV shows. As you can see, there's quite a few of those as well. There's audiobooks. There's not a whole lot of those, but there's still a few. And then you've got kids stuff. We won't have a look at all of this, but kids movies. They've got a range of kids movies. And they've got other stuff, no games, but that's alright. And they have a seat chat function. Let's go to information and maps, which is my favourite part. Oh, I didn't realise that they had a meal menu for today. Maybe they don't. Or maybe since the meal's already been served, it's not functioning anymore. Looks like they have news. It's probably just going to be a Qantas news. If we go to information and maps. So here you have a map. It's not interactive, it's a bit of an older system, but you still have lots of information. As you can see, we should be landing in Auckland in 32 minutes. Anyways, that's it for the in-flight entertainment. In my opinion, it's got a really nice range of movies and a very solid amount of TV shows. So overall, I give the entertainment a big thumbs up. It's not the best entertainment, but it's pretty good.
With some more information and our indicator over time. We managed to make a little bit of time. At this stage we should be touching down about 20 minutes to 5 in the afternoon local time. Time now in the Bucks City watches is just 10 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. Once again, touching down at 4:40. Once again, on behalf of Captain Peter Bowles and all of us on board, I'd like to thank you for flying with us. Do hope you've had a pleasant flight. We look forward to welcoming you again soon.
We have now just started our descent into Auckland International Airport. Before we land, let's have a very quick look at the lie flat bed and also just all the other seat controls. So I showed you the lights earlier. What I didn't even notice earlier was there's a massage function, which is cool. It's not like a vibrating massage function. I wonder if you can see it. Don't know if you can see it there, but it just pushes out a little bit like that and then goes back in. It's pretty good. Then you have a whole bunch of different presets here, and you can just adjust it all individually. But since I have limited time, I'm going to show you this one and then this one. So like angle flat and then full flat. By the way, the cherry ice cream was absolutely delicious. It had little bits of choc almond in it, which was also amazing. So overall, I'd give the ice cream a big thumbs up. It's hard to go wrong with ice cream, to be fair though. So here's like sort of, not even angle flat, just a little bit of recline. And then if we go down to full flat, so there's the full flat bed. Let's lay down and see what it's like. Keeping in mind, my bag is in like a little storage thing, since there's actually nowhere else to put it on this aircraft, except for in the overhead bins, which isn't a bad option. Alright, so I'm laying down completely. I'm 5'1", so there's the amount of space that I have. Even with my bag there, I still have enough space to completely stretch out.
Where we have commenced our descent into New Zealand to Auckland. We have a couple of announcements just to get through before we do arrive.
Yeah, I can stretch out fully, so even with my bag there, but if you're any taller than 5'1", which is how tall I am, then you're not going to be able to do that. I'm not particularly good with like lengths and stuff, so I am not sure how much taller you could be to still completely stretch out, but I think you could be probably 5'10", maybe. It does just get a little bit narrower as you go down there. But if you are like 6'5" or something, if you're very tall, then you could just curl up your feet like this, and you still should have enough space. So overall, a very nice, soft, lie flat bed. By the way, as for these headphones, I tried them on my previous flight. They're pretty good, relatively comfy, and the sound is not bad at all. However, they're not noise cancelling from what I can tell. Okay, so now that I can see beautiful New Zealand, I think it's a good time to start the conclusion of today's trip aboard. Well, my journey today started in Melbourne, but I'm going to start concluding from Sydney because that's where this video started. So, since I checked in and had my bags checked all the way through from Melbourne, all I had to do was go to the transfer desk, which took me to a bus, which took me to the international terminal where I just went through the normal security. Then I checked out the Qantas Business Lounge in Sydney, which I found to be very good. It wasn't amazing, but it was a pretty good lounge nonetheless. Better than the Melbourne International Business Lounge, that's for sure. I then did some plane spotting and went to the gate right on time.
Seatbelts on has been switched on. Very important now you check that your seatbelts and sash belts are securely fastened in preparation for our landing.
And when I got there, I originally thought that we were going to be boarding on time. Then we were told we'd be 15 minutes late, and we ended up starting about 20 minutes late, maybe 25. So delay wasn't ideal, but there was a lot of congestion at Sydney Airport for the whole day, so I was expecting something like that. We then boarded through a bus gate, which I was actually quite surprised about. I think there was bit unlucky because not many flights were boarding through bus gates. But anyway, and then once we hopped on board our plane, I found myself in seat 6K, which is a super nice business class seat. It's very spacious, has nice features. The only thing it doesn't have a whole lot of is storage, but everything else is really good. Once we got in the air, the crew were super friendly, and they actually have been throughout my whole journey with Qantas today, which is good. Once we got in the air, the friendly crew came around and gave us our lunch service. So, as I said, I mentioned the 3 options earlier. It was a soup, a salad and noodles. I mentioned exactly what they were earlier. So they all came together, which it's good because you can eat it all at once, but it just doesn't feel quite as fancy, if you know what I mean. I'm not complaining at all. The fact that I get to go in business class at all is incredible. What I will say though is they're probably their #1 competitor on this route, Air New Zealand. I flew them in business class on their Boeing 787 from Melbourne to Auckland about 14 months ago, maybe 15 months ago, just as COVID was finishing up. So if anything, I would expect it to be better now. And it was fantastic. I got served the meals one by one, so starter, main, and then dessert. You can go and check out that trip report on my channel if you want. But that's something that they didn't do here. Also, presentation was good, but Air New Zealand, when I flew them, they absolutely nailed it. None of it was in like a packet, it was all just beautifully presented. Overall, the meal service definitely wasn't quite as good as Air New Zealand. But in terms of quantity, it was basically the same. It's just the way that they did it and the presentation. But I was very happy to see that they gave out ice cream, albeit in a tub, at the end. So that's my thoughts on that. Also, Air New Zealand gave out a menu card when I flew them. So when it comes to everything else, Air New Zealand has a really nice seat, as does Qantas, really nice crew, as does Qantas, but the meal service is something that Air New Zealand absolutely nailed, and Qantas didn't do that today. A lot better than Latam, though, I might say, because I also flew Latam from Sydney to Auckland, from Auckland to Sydney. Let's just say it wasn't remotely good. Anyways, and now we're going to land in Auckland. I think probably, let me check. I think we're going to be landing in Auckland about 20 minutes late. Anyways, I'll finish up the rest of the conclusion on the ground, but enjoy the landing. With that smooth landing, welcome to Auckland. I would like to note though, we touched down way before the touchdown zone.
Welcome to New Zealand, and the local time here in Auckland is just coming up to 16:42, Saturday the 5th of August. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is off. As always, smoking, vaping and the use of e-cigarettes is not permitted whilst disembarking or throughout the terminal. Please take care when opening overhead lockers as luggage may have moved and your bags could fall out. Before leaving, be sure you check your seat and seat pockets for any personal items. If you are wearing a face mask, please continue to do so if it's comfortable for you. And if any customers require a face mask whilst disembarking, we do have some on board. However, it is not compulsory or mandatory for customers to be wearing masks in New Zealand. And if you can reach your phone, you can now turn off flight mode. On behalf of all of us here at Qantas Airline World, thank you for choosing to fly with us today. If you're visiting Auckland and New Zealand, we do hope you have a pleasant stay. And of course, all of our customers who are returning home, welcome home. Thank you and good afternoon.
First Officer, welcome to Auckland. We just stopped here short of the gate because we're just waiting for some indications so that we can actually take you to the gate. We ask you to remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the seatbelt signs.
Please remain
Our
seated
parking
during
bay
this
is
time.
currently
The aircraft
occupied,
will leave
apparently.
at any point in time without much notice.
Weird because we're
Your seatbelts
late.
fully fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Thank you. Hello, gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
They're in the navy jackets, aren't they?
See ya. Welcome to New Zealand. Here's one last look at our plane. Okay, so while I'm walking to baggage claim, I think now's a good time to finish up today's video. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for watching today's video. A like and subscription if you enjoyed would be very much appreciated, but it's not necessary nor expected. It could just help me out a little bit if you wouldn't mind doing so and you enjoy my content. Also, check out my website if you like at aviation763.com for information on upcoming flights and easier navigation to specific airlines trip reports. You can also check out my Instagram if you like at aviation763_. I did live updates on today's flight and all of my other flights. Last but most certainly not least, thank you to all of my incredible Patreons who help to make these videos possible. Their support is so much appreciated, and I couldn't do what I do, or videos like this, without them. So, once again, thank you so much to them. Once again, thank you all for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one.
Welcome to New Zealand, and the local time here in Auckland is just coming up to 16:42, Saturday the 5th of August.